Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Just want to do a quick video on the word hate because, a lot of people in this world are in that Christianity, that soft spirit that makes you believe that there's something wrong with hatred. And biblically, there's nothing wrong with hatred. Now, we're going to get the balance to it because this doctrine that we push is not solely a doctrine where we just say, oh, we hate, we hate, we hate. No, there's balance in life. Proverbs 11:1, it says a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. You're supposed to hate the wicked and you're supposed to love the righteous. That's just what the scriptures say, and that's what I'm going to get. But essentially, man, you still got some people in this world that think that there's something wrong with hating people, and there's not. There's really not. Now, again, we don't just sit here and unintelligently say, oh, we hate, we hate, we hate. No, we bring the spiritual side to it, which is what these scriptures say. You hate evil and you love the good. And that's the true understanding of what the scriptures mean when it says you hate. You're supposed to hate the evil. Salaki, you're supposed to hate the evil. You're supposed to hate the wicked. You're not supposed to love evil. You're supposed to hate every false way. And I'm going to get the precepts on that, all right, and showing you that it's biblical and showing you the flip side, who you're supposed to love as well. But real quick, this is the definition of the word hate. On Google, it says feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. So we know it means passionate, to passionately dislike. And on the etymology, on the Old English, it says Haitian, regard with extreme ill will, have a passionate aversion to, right? Treat as an enemy. So you're supposed to have a passionate aversion to evil. Let's look up that word aversion on the etymology real quick, because it said have a passionate aversion to. All right, aversion on the etymology, it says 1590s, a turning away. You see, it says a turning away. And that links exactly up with the precept that I'm about to get here. All right, I took it down in my notes. It says, remember, we looked up hatred and it said a passionate aversion to. And aversion says a turning away. A turning away from what? Evil. So when the scriptures speak about hating, you're supposed to hate, which means you're supposed to turn away from what? Evil. You're supposed to hate evil. That's why the scriptures say here, Psalms 139:21. I'm sorry, Psalms 119 and verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. You see, why don't they bring this up in Christianity? Why don't they bring this up in the churches? It's because they're sold out. All right, they're sold out. Right? They don't teach the proper 100% doctrine of the Bible. Again, Psalms 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. And us in this truth, we understand, man. Coming in this truth early. You recognize who your enemies are. You recognize that majority of the so-called white people are the Edomites, right? And then you got the heathens, and then you got the 2/3. These are our enemies, and just coming in the truth, you may be on that like, oh, I hate. Well, here's the thing. There's balance to it, man. There's balance to it. You hate every false way, which means you hate wickedness. You hate evil. But then we love righteousness. Right? This truth, this world says, oh, y'all are a hate group. We're not all hate. We're not all hate, man. We're all balance. We're all balance. Because the scriptures directly tell us, through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. So you're supposed to hate every way that's against the scriptures. You're supposed to have an aversion to everything that's against the scriptures. Again, aversion says from the 1590s, a turning away from. So you're supposed to have an aversion. You're supposed to hate every false way. What is a false way? man can sleep with man. That's a false way. You're supposed to hate that concept, and you're supposed to hate those people that do it, meaning you're supposed to turn away from them. That's all the word hate means. It means a strong dislike. All right. We're not telling you to go out there and kill people. We're not telling you to do hate crimes. We're telling you to you're supposed to have an aversion to different ways of life that go against the scriptures, man. And you're not supposed to love the people that do it either. You're supposed to hate them, meaning you're supposed to have an intense dislike for that person, right? You're supposed to dislike them, right? You're supposed to hate the world, right? That's what the scriptures say. It's a classic. James 4:4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of God. Right? So you're not supposed to be a friend of this world. You're supposed to hate this world. And this world compromises the people that are in it, man. This world compromises the people that are in it. So all that LGBT stuff, you're supposed to dislike that. You're supposed to have an extreme dislike for those people and those people that live that life, because it's wicked and it's evil, right? Christianity says hate the sin, not the sinner. That's ass backwards. You're supposed to have a strong dislike for the people that do it. Sin just doesn't sin by itself. It takes people to do it. Right? So you're supposed to hate this world. And again, there's nothing wrong with hate. We got the definition. If you're not emotional, then you can clearly see the word hatred just says feel an intense or passionate dislike for someone. So you're just supposed to have an intense dislike for people that live a false way of life. That's really all it comes down to. Again, we're not pushing hate crimes. We don't push to harm anyone. The scriptures say, live at peace. If it be at all possible, live at peace with all people, roughly paraphrasing, right? So we don't push any hatred doctrine or anything like that. We push the scriptures, right? You can't you people out there that say we push the hate doctrine. You can't summarize the truth in one word. This truth is multiple things, man. This truth is multiple things. Okay. So real quick, some more precepts. Hey, and you're supposed to, again, therefore I hate every false way. So every way that is against these scriptures, every philosophy that goes against these scriptures, you're supposed to have an extreme dislike for it. All right. And that includes the people, man. That's the people. You're supposed to have an extreme dislike for them. You're not supposed to hang around them. Separate yourself from them. All right. We have enemies. What's a real quick precept that we have enemies? Got one right here. Let me see which one I'm going to get. Psalms 25:19. It says, consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. So King David had enemies. If King David had enemies that hate him, then we have enemies as well, man. Now we know he was at war with the surrounding nations at the time, right? King Saul was persecuting him. He had other Israelite men in his army that betrayed him. So King David had many enemies. That's why it says, for they are many. Consider mine enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with a cruel hatred. So King David had many enemies, man. Do we not nowadays, just like King David, have many enemies? Right? You got the majority of these so-called white people, majority, not all of them, but majority of the so-called white people, which are the biblical Edomites that rule the world in wickedness. They are our enemies. You have the heathens that are joined hand in hand with the Edomites. Those are our enemies. And then you have the 2/3 rebels of the nation of Israel, right? That betrayed the Lord. These are our enemies that hate us. And if they hate you, then you're supposed to hate them back, man. That whole love, that whole unbalanced, because what it is, it's an unbalanced love. The perspective that Christianity pushes, that love everyone, that's unbalanced, man. You're not supposed to love everyone, right? If you have enemies that hate you, then you're supposed to hate them back. You're not supposed to love your enemies. When the scriptures say that, that's not talking about your actual enemies, man. And there's precepts on that too. You see, there's a lot you can go into on this word hate in the scriptures. But you're supposed to hate your enemies, right? Just like King David had enemies, right? And here's what he said about the enemies, man. Psalms 139 and 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? So King David said, do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? So if you have people that hate the Lord and King David hates them, and if you have people that hate you and you're not supposed to like them, then clearly the scriptures is telling you that it's okay to hate, but in its proper order. You see, we just don't hate everyone. We hate the enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? We hate the enemies that push a wicked way of life. We hate this place, America, Babylon the Great, Rome, Egypt. It has all these spirits combined. That's what we hate. And we hate the people that push this wickedness. Because it's not the trees that are evil. It's not the birds that are evil. It's not nature that's evil. It's the people, man. So clearly these are precepts on hating is in the scriptures. Again, Psalms 139 and 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee, and am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? Who are the people that rise up against the Lord? Is anyone that pushes a philosophy that's against the 100% truth of these scriptures, right? Those are the enemies of the Lord, and you're supposed to hate them. You're not supposed to love your enemies, man. You love your enemies, that's how you get killed. Again, who are our enemies? The biblical Edomites, the biblical heathens, and then the 2/3. Those are our enemies. So you're supposed to dislike them. Remember, if you're not emotional, the word hatred just means to feel intense or passionate dislike for someone. So there's nothing evil about hating someone. Everyone has a vegetable that they hate. I know me, my vegetable that I don't like carrots. You could say I hate carrots, man. Now, am I evil for having an intense dislike for carrots? No, I just dislike carrots. I don't like the taste of them. It's not for me. We all have things you hate in life. Salakia, there's someone just started cutting grass. I'm gonna get one more precept and finish the video. Just going and, just getting some precepts on the word hate, to keep your mind refreshed. Psalms, if you can hear me, I'm just going to finish it out. Psalms 97 and 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Right? So ye that love the Lord hate evil. If you love Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you're supposed to hate this evil, wicked world. And you're supposed to hate the people, which means just to have a strong dislike. It's not saying to do no hate crimes, or it's not saying to have to take no action against these people. The word hatred just means to have a strong dislike towards it, man. So ye that love the Lord hate evil. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Till the next time, shalom.